Why does talking about death feel so uncomfortable? Why does the room go quiet, or the jokes come out, or the inevitable subject change? Even though every single one of us knows it's coming. I get it. Hey, John the funeral guy here, and I want to start by saying this. If this topic, death, makes you uneasy, if your chest tightens a little, or if a part of you wants to scroll away right now, or something like that, that reaction is completely normal. You're not weak, you're not negative, you're human. But here's why this moment matters. We're at the start of a new year. We just came out of the holiday season. And for a lot of families, that means gatherings, long conversations, sometimes empty chairs at the table, or even quiet moments where someone said, we should really talk about this sometime. And then, of course, it got brushed under the table. I get it. Maybe it's because it didn't feel like it was the right time. Maybe because everyone just wanted to keep things light, which I get. Maybe it's because nobody wanted to be the one to bring the mood down. Now, if that happened in your world, you're not alone. Death is one of the few universal experiences we all share. Doesn't matter what culture, what race, what religion, it's something we all share. And it's the thing that's least talked about. Now, that disconnect isn't accidental. It's psychological, it's cultural, and it's learned over time. Now, we need to talk about why. So from a psychology standpoint, humans have what's called death avoidance. Now, what this means is our brains are wired to keep us alive and to keep us emotionally regulated. Thinking about our mortality threatens that sense of safety. So our mind does what it does best. It protects us. It redirects us. It says, not now. And that's why people joke when death comes up. That's why we say things like, I don't want to talk about that, or let's stay positive, or I don't want to speak that into existence. It's not denial in a dramatic sense. It's self-preservation. The problem is that protection works great in the short term, but terribly in the long term, because our minds are avoiding the topic. Reality is still moving forward. Now, layer our culture on top of that. In our society, we celebrate youth and productivity and moving forward. We're taught to hustle and to stay busy and push discomfort aside. And death doesn't fit neatly into that narrative. It doesn't sell on a screen well. It doesn't photograph well. And it doesn't get talked about at dinner parties. So we quietly absorb the message that death is something to fear or to hide from or to only talk about when it's unavoidable. But here's the irony. Cultures that openly talk about death tend to experience less fear around it. Cultures that avoid talking about death often experience more chaos when it arrives. And that brings us to the most misunderstood truths, facts that I see in my work. Silence does not create peace. Silence creates confusion. Silence creates rushed decisions. Silence creates emotional overload. When nothing is talked about ahead of time, choices don't disappear. They just get made under pressure. I've sat with families who were strong, loving, capable people, completely crushed and overwhelmed because they were trying to make meaningful decisions while grieving. And it's not because they didn't care, it's because they cared deeply and they didn't want to get the decisions wrong at the time. And that's why silence leaves us behind. Now, there's a grief counselor named Dr. Alan Wolfelt, and he teaches us something called companioning. Now, the idea is simple, but it's powerful. We don't fix grief. We walk through it with people who understand. And it's one of our core beliefs that grief needs witnesses. It needs space. It needs honesty. And avoiding conversations about death robs our loved ones of that honesty before grief or anything ever begins. Talking about death ahead of time doesn't make it happen sooner. It makes it happen gentler when it does happen. And let's be clear, a big misconception is that talking about death is not giving up on life. In fact, people who can openly talk about death often live more intentionally. They love harder, they communicate better, they value time differently. Because when you acknowledge that life is finite, it becomes more precious, not less. Now, I'm not here to push you into anything today. This conversation is not about decisions. It's about awareness. It's about recognizing that avoiding this topic doesn't eliminate cost, it doesn't eliminate stress, and it doesn't eliminate responsibilities. It just delays them. And usually that delay shifts the weight and grief onto people that you love. That's not a guilt statement, that's a reality statement. Now, if this topic has been sitting in the back of your mind, I get it. Especially after the holidays, those empty chairs, during those new year, new me, new intentions conversations. If in some part of that you thought, I really should understand this better, or I don't even know where to start, this is exactly why I decided to start making these videos. Because the fact is, you don't have to have the answers yet. You don't have to be ready for anything. Sometimes the first step is just having a calm, honest conversation with somebody who lives in this space every day, who isn't afraid of it, who understands it. Now, if you want to talk, if you want to ask questions, or if the subject has just been something that's been weighing on you quietly, you are always welcome to reach out to me. You can respond to this email if you got this in an email. You can text in the comments, I want to hear something. You can text me. Reach out to me. I'm available, I promise. And there's going to be no pressure, no sales pitch, just a conversation. Okay? So, drop a comment below if something that I said here resonated with you, or if you had a funny conversation during the holidays, or share this with somebody who's avoided the topic over the holidays, but might need a gentle doorway into having this conversation. We'll keep walking through this together, one layer at a time. Now, until next time, celebrate life, understand death, and remember, the more you know now, the easier it is for the people that you love later. Thanks, guys.